Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now, today's video is going out a little bit late, so I apologize for that. I just had quite a bit of things to do in the morning, and then I decided to play the Cash Cup. But in today's video, we're basically going to be talking about how to practice and how to practice efficiently and actually improve, because so many of you guys are just practicing or playing Fortnite and not seeing any improvement. And that's the main question I get when people are coming to me to help me to ask about my coaching or to ask about how to improve in Fortnite, is they're saying they're putting in so much time and not seeing improvement and not seeing actually worthwhile improvement. So today I'm going to be breaking down the key factors as to why you're not improving, and trust me, this is probably the most important video if you are putting in the time and not seeing the improvement for you to watch. So if you're looking forward to this video, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, use creator code WraithFN in the item shop, and let's get right into the video. So for the first thing that you definitely need to start having and implement it into your own practice and gameplay is having a specific routine. Don't just play the game to play the game. You actually have to be doing it properly, which I'll talk about in my next tip. But for right now, having an important and good routine that works for you is extremely useful. Literally the first thing I do when I start working with someone for improving in Fortnite is I send them a routine that they need to start doing daily to help them improve. So basically what a routine would look like is, for example, having a specific amount of time in each area of the game, some in aim mechanics, some in building mechanics, some in editing, some in fighting, some in just end games, some in mid games, some in W keying, just different forms of different mechanics and different things that you need to become a better player in Fortnite. For example, like you'll see pro players do it all the time. They'll hop on, they'll play Kovacs for 30 to 45 minutes, they'll go into a creative and free build, then they'll maybe send an edit course, maybe some in-game trainers, or aim trainer, sorry, there we go, play some box fight, and then hop on and play some arena or play the Cash Cup or play some customs, whatever it is they feel like to do that day. But they do this every single day. Not only does this help you improve your mechanics, it helps you get into the regiment of doing the same thing over and over, which again will then help you become a better player overall, because you're just focusing on improving the same thing every single day. And those things, yes, you need to be working on specific like mechanics and specific things on your own time, but having a specific routine where you work on your overall mechanics, overall game sense, overall W king ability, all that things is just super important to have. Now my next tip, and Booga reminded me a lot about this when I started watching him stream and when he started talking about improving as a Fortnite player, and it reminds me of this like really famous quote, and it's practice doesn't make you perfect, perfect practice does make you perfect. So a lot of people are probably like, hey, that sounds pretty corny, but in reality it's really true. If you just hop into Fortnite, you can have the best routine, you can be doing creative all day, but if you're not paying attention, if you're not working on specific things to actually improve, you're not going to see any improvement and you're not going to really notice anything helping. You could be playing 10 hours a day, but if you're not focusing on each thing that you're trying to improve on and you're trying to work on and get better at, well, then you're just not going to see any improvement at all. And if you do, it'll be very little. So for example, if you're trying to learn how to W key better and be a little bit more aggressive, if you're listening to music and talking with your buddies and not really focusing on the game and actually focusing on every single time you fight that person, so for example, what move you have to be doing, does he know you're there, are you doing a side jump in this case scenario, are you just mindlessly going through the motions, well then you're not going to improve, or like I said, you're going to improve very slowly at a slow rate compared to other players. You have to be focusing when you're practicing, you have to be making sure you're doing the right things while you're practicing and not just kind of and just going through the same thing over and over again. Now my next tip, and this is a really important one as well, and it's you have to work on your weaknesses, not your strengths. So many people, let's say for example, they're really good editors and they can outbuild anyone and they're just unbelievable in 1v1 build fights, but then they struggle in box fights and in-game scenarios. If you just keep on practicing your 1v1 build fights and doing edit courses and things like that, how can you expect to become any better, right? If you have really good aim, you're a controller player and you're really good at knowing how to actually aim properly on controller, because yeah, some people don't know how to use L2 efficiently, well then it's very important that you realize that practicing your building or whatever the case is or whatever you're really good at isn't going to help you overall. What you need to do is watch over your VODs, watch over how you die, and figure out what it is that you're struggling with. Is it you don't know how to fight people, you get nervous, you miss your shots, miss your builds, miss your edits? What is the thing that's making you die the most often? And instead of going into creative, and if you're a really good editor, to working on an edit course so you can become even faster, maybe work on something that you're not so good on, like for example your aim or your IQ, or if you struggle with fighting people, go watch pro players, see how they fight. Thinking about what you're doing wrong and trying to improve it is the only way you're going to be improving a quick amount and becoming an overall better player. If you're just working on the same thing over and over again, even though you're good at it already, yes, you can always become better at it. But if you excel in one place but you are terrible in another place, well, you're not an overall good player, and you're going to struggle when it comes to that place. Again, if it's aim, you're going to miss shots in key case scenarios where you can't be missing shots. If it's your edits that you're terrible with, again, you could be in an end game, you need to make this edit because you're at 7 HP and then you die to Storm and then you don't make it to the World Cup, or you don't win money, or you don't place, you don't win that game, or whatever the case is, right? Working on things that you struggle with is the best way to actually see quick improvement. Now my next tip kind of ties in with the last one, and it's be honest with yourself. You can't just say, oh, I'm the best player in the world, or I don't need to work on this, or my aim's unreal, or yeah, my edits are really, really good, when in reality, they're not that good. Be honest with yourself. Just lying and saying, oh yeah, my aim's fine, or my edits are fine, or my game sense is fine. That doesn't help anyone. That doesn't help you improve. That doesn't help you get better. That doesn't help you start placing better. What you need to do is be honest with yourself. What is it that really is your weakness in the game? If it's aim, you need to hop in an aim trainer and start practicing your aim. If it's your edits, go start editing and play box fights. Is it your 1v1 ability? Do get nervous. Go put yourself in that scenario more often, because if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again and you're not being honest with yourself, you're just like, oh, whatever, like, my aim's fine, my editing's fine, I'm gonna go 1v1 one of my buddies in creative. Like, you're not gonna become a better player because you're not being honest with yourself. You have to be honest, realize what your weaknesses are, realize what your strengths are, and actually do what you need to do to become a better player. Now this next tip, and I see it so often, and I'll admit I do this myself a decent amount, but I'm trying to get better at it, and it's stop blaming external factors. So many times when I see people die, and like I said, I do this myself as well, is, oh, he L2'd me, he controllered me, and I died, and I couldn't have done anything, or, oh, he outplayed me, or, oh, I missed my shot, or whatever, it's not a big deal, oh, we got lobby focused. There's always something you could have done that you didn't do that could have helped you win that fight, or do something better in that specific scenario. Did you get lobby focused? Well, maybe you should have rotated earlier, rotated to a different spot. You should have realized that you're the only one there, or you should have rotated to the next zone quicker, something like that. Did you get L2'd? Well, maybe you should have been more aware of your surroundings. Maybe you should have built quicker. Maybe you should have, I don't know, chosen a different loot path, stayed on the top of the hill. Whatever the case is, did you miss your shot? Well, then you missed your shot. You clearly need to work on it. Don't say, oh, whatever, I missed my shot. Go into an aim trainer and start practicing your aim. Or if you're on a controller, go into an aim map and actually start practicing your aim. There's so many things that, yes, it's easy to blame. And like I said, I do it all the time too. I get 150 to 0, and I'll be like, well, I just got L2'd. Well, did I make a bad rotation? Did I push someone when I shouldn't have? Did I peek for too long? What was the case that made you die? Yes, obviously there's going to be some things that are out of your control, but for the majority of times that you die, it's something you could have done that could have made you win the fight, or win the scenario, or do something more intelligent to not be in that scenario. Now my last tip for this video, and a lot of you guys don't realize it, but I don't understand why, and a lot of you guys just think that, like, you can just get that one tip that will make you become a pro player overnight, or just become a better player instantly, and that's not really true. There's no one tip, or no one mouse or keyboard or keybind that, or like landing spot that can make you the best player in the world. You have to put in the time, and you have to actually practice efficiently, and work on yourself to become the better player. You think Booga, you think Mongrel, Benji has spent thousands of hours in aim trainers, in creative, in normal games, practicing W keying, watching VODs. They do this every single day for the past 2 years, and they've been playing PC games for a long time now. They've been putting in the time. You can't just assume, oh, if I do this aim course, I'm going to have the best aim. No, that's not how it works. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the dedication. You have to realize that it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight to become a better player. Like I said, so many people text me on Discord or Twitter, and they'd be like, well, how do I become the best airman in the world? Or I want to become a pro player. What do I have to do? You have to put in the time and put in the dedication to learn to become better, work on your weaknesses, be honest with yourself, and so many other things like stack up to be you becoming a better player. Don't just expect it to happen. So unfortunately, that is the truth of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you do, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, use creator code WraithFN in the item shop, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.